All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the next broadcast of New Earth Teachings Live. Thank you everybody for being here today. Always great to hear where other people are from as I look upon the chat. So we are going to be doing another broadcast today of healing requests, and then in the next half hour will be Q&A. So first half hour healing requests, second half hour Q&A. But of course, as usual, before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and share some announcements. So the first one is, of course, the Spirit Ambassador Classroom, patreon.com/newearthteachings. If you want to sign up to become a Spirit Ambassador, you can just go there. A lot of amazing information is being shared with my students. A lot that I have not shared here on my YouTube. So again, go ahead and check out patreon.com/newearthteachings if you're interested in applying to become a Spirit Ambassador. Next is healingcodecards.com. Of course, the healing code cards are now available on amazon.ca and amazon.com. So for people in Canada, people in the United States, you can now purchase the healing code cards through Amazon. For the rest of the world, all the other countries, just go to healingcodecards.com and you can order directly from the website. Now the good news, I was able to take care of the entire rush of healing code cards. When I got the original launch of the pre-orders, that was all the way back in January, starting on January 2nd. There were well over 400 orders that came within a span of days for the healing code cards, and so I was pretty overwhelmed, but I managed to finally get caught up, and manually having to print out everything, to get everything packed, to get everything shipped, all of that was happening, and that took quite a while. The good news is I've managed to take care of the rush, so if you order now on the healingcodecards.com directly, if you're not in Canada and if you're not in the United States, then yes, you should be getting the healing code cards a lot more quicker now. So, managed to take care of that big rush. But again, go to amazon.ca or amazon.com and you can order your healing code cards there. And if you're anywhere else in the world, feel free to use healingcodecards.com and order directly from the website, and the healing code cards deck will be sent to you. So there's a new video tutorials that are coming for healing code cards. So I'll be adding some more tutorials to the website, including an FAQ, frequently asked questions video, as well. But they're really showing some incredible feedback from people who are using the cards. I'm really amazed at a lot of the stories that I'm receiving for people in that sense who have been able to shrink cancer tumors, people who have been able to detoxify metals out of their body overnight with the healing code cards. I keep getting these amazing testimonials. So again, if you guys have healing code card testimonials that you want to share with me, then just go to healingcodecards.com, go to the contact page, and please feel free to share it, because you're not just sharing it with me, you're sharing it with everybody else who may be interested in getting the healing code cards. My goal is to get as many of these cards out to pretty much every household there is. So that's what's going to be keeping me busy for the next few years. Working with the healing code cards body deck, and then come the summertime I'll be working on the healing code cards mind deck. So once that's out as well too, then there's going to be some more amazing insight, information, and feedback that will be coming from those, because we're going to be tackling a lot of things that of course are not in the body deck, that basically deals a lot with more emotions, addictions, the mental body, and more. So again, healingcodecards.com. And finally, second, codes of contact. Now, in last week's broadcast, I was mostly talking about Diane Canfield and myself, but Laura Eisenhower has joined the mix now as well too. So there will be Diane, Laura, and myself at this Codes of Contact event happening at the Sedona Creative Life Center on Saturday, June 6th. Okay, that's Saturday, June 6th. So if you guys are in the Arizona area and you want to come and join us for this really exciting event, it's a full one-day event with the three of us, then please feel free to sign up. So you can use the event promo code BRAD, capital B, R-A-D, receive $20 off the ticket price. Okay, so you just go to empoweredlight.com. It's empoweredlight.com, and use my first name as the promo code, and you'll get $20 off the event. Again, featuring Diane Canfield, Laura Eisenhower, and myself. So I'm really looking forward to this event. I've been in Sedona before, and I absolutely love it there. So I'm happy to come back once again and do this really amazing event with these two other wonderful people, and of course with Empowered Light. It's going to be very exciting. So go ahead and check that out. And of course, finally, a cosmic tour to Stonehenge and the Pleiades. So wonderworld.vacations, like I said, we got a couple of spots left. I think we do, anyways. I think we still have a couple of spots left. I'm pretty sure. So again, go to wonderworld.vacations. And again, just feel free to check out this amazing trip. I've talked about it a lot in previous webcasts. There's even a video on my YouTube channel that elaborates on it further. Basically, going to Stonehenge, we're going to be connecting with Stonehenge. You're going to learn how to become a spirit ambassador. You're going to learn how to work in a group healing. We're going to be healing a lot of Stonehenge itself. It is an ancient portal system, and we are going to be cleaning out that portal system of all the debris, of all the taintedness that has been there for many thousands of years. And of course, we are going to see if we can bring forward an intention to cultivate a crop circle. And we are also going to attempt to initiate first contact, or not first contact, initiate physical, I keep getting first contact, physical contact with the Pleiadians. So whether that is connecting with a Pleiadian being, whether that's having a sighting, some type of physical contact, not first contact, but physical contact will be happening here at the Cosmic Tour to Stonehenge. So again, that is our intention. There's a lot of amazing things that we're going to be doing. Again, just go to the website. The website will tell you everything of what we're going to be doing. It's a very long list. So again, it's wonderworld.vacations. All right, so go ahead and check that out. It's happening July 18th to July 26th. Okay, now that the announcements are out of the way, we will go ahead and get started with today's webcast. So again, firstly, everybody, we're going to just start off with doing the grounding meditation. And again, just Q&A for healing, the first half hour. And then the second half hour, we will get into Q&A, okay? And I'm starting at the top of the chat, and I kind of work my way down. Sometimes when I'm scrolling, I lose my place, but that's basically how I work. I start from the top down with the chat, okay? So let's go ahead and begin. Firstly, the grounded meditation, or grounding meditation. So just placing both of your feet firmly upon the ground. You can place your hands over the center of your chest, and we're just going to take 3 deep breaths in and 3 deep breaths out. So deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in, deep breath out, and one more time, deep breath in, deep breath out. And just relaxing yourself and breathing normally. And now just bringing your focus and awareness all the way down to the bottom of your feet. Imagining the bottom of your feet opening up, the chakra centers that are connected to the bottom of your feet. And feeling etheric roots moving through the feet, going deeply into the ground. And as they go into the ground, feeling this brown energy being pulled up, this brown energy of the earth moving up through the feet, moving up through the legs, and connecting directly to the base of the spine. And this brown energy is just moving around the chakra centers, not within them. And so they are just moving in a counterclockwise direction around the root chakra, moving up to the navel chakra, moving up to the solar plexus chakra, moving up next to the heart chakra, up to the throat, up to the third eye, and up to the crown. Now we're going to take a deep breath in from the belly. Bring all of that air up to the crown. Exhale. Feel the crown opening up. Feeling this rainbow light of energy cascading out through the crown like a fountain. Moving itself, cascading itself down the body. Connecting through the legs or through the feet. And connecting directly to the perineum. And so you're basically just encased in this egg-like field. And now it is transforming into a toroidal field. And now you're just feeling this energy field, toroidal field, moving in a counterclockwise direction, very slowly, very softly. If you choose to view the rainbow light in the field, you can do that as well too, but as long as you're just feeling the movement, the rotation of your toroidal field in a counterclockwise direction. That's what's important. And as you feel that, you are now fully connected to the earth energy and are now ready to receive spiritual energy. Okay? All right, so we will go ahead and get started with today's requests here on the chat. So let me just scroll down the list here a little bit. Okay. Linda says, I would like healing for hair loss. Well, here's the thing, Linda, is I basically have been working with hair loss situations before. It's a little bit more different than that, right? It's not to say that it can't be done, but basically what I want to do is offer you a path of least resistance, okay? So if you go onto YouTube, there's videos that are using what's known as fenugreek hairspray or fenugreek oil, and this is actually something a lot better than basically allowing, like if you're working with the healing code cards or if you're working with spirit code cards, it will take time for that to rejuvenate because that does happen. But basically, if you want to follow a path of least resistance, go onto YouTube and just type in fenugreek hairspray. Okay, so that's F-E-N-U and then Greek, G-R-E-E-K, fenugreek, seeds, hairspray, or fenugreek seeds, hair oil. Okay, you can type in either one of those and you'll see a whole bunch of different YouTube videos of people teaching you how to create the, I guess you could say, elixir for the fenugreek seeds, turning it into a hairspray or turning it into an oil. Now I've used that with my own hair. Of course, you see my hair's, I'm happy just keeping it short now. But it was able to really thicken the hair, restore it a lot, make it a lot more stronger, and repair patches within it. I basically have a bit of a bald patch right here, so there's really no hair there. So wherever there's no hair, then not much can be done with the fenugreek. But if you have some hair that's left there, yes, it helps to regrow and rejuvenate and strengthen that particular area of your head. So a lot of people come to me for hair restoration. And I said, guys, just go use the fenugreek oil. Use the fenugreek spray. That'll save you a lot of time. It's very easy to prepare, and you'll see results very, very quickly. You'll see results within less than a week, really, if you're using it, say, about 2 or 3 times per week. Okay, so that would be my recommendation to you, Linda. Just go check out the fenugreek seeds, hairspray, or oil on YouTube, and that will help you out further. Okay. Okay, so let's move down the list here. So again, guys, no questions with Adronis yet, okay? First half hour is healing. We'll get to Q&A here in a little bit, okay? A lot of people are getting hair loss. It's quite amazing. I'm just saying, I'm just attracting a lot of these people that are attracting hair loss. I don't know. Maybe it's my own hair it's trying to talk to me or something. So again, I've already talked about hair loss. This is just from Red Ice NMP. Hello, Brad. I'm requesting healing for my hormones. I have been having extreme weight gain and even loss in hair. Well, it's not really that your hormones are the problem. It's the emotions contained within the hormones. It's the debris in the hormones. The hormones, in that sense, they're not doing anything wrong. They're basically doing what they're meant to do. But there's distortion in the body. There's emotional areas in the body. Now, if there's something emotional that you need to work on, please go to the BCR technique and TC technique, okay? And you want to clear that out. You want to work with your hormonal system because basically it's a lot of these core emotional situations, and I can't work with core stuff, right? I'm only helping you to learn how to work with the core stuff yourself. So what I would suggest is just working with the BCR TC technique all in one video, okay? So Red Ice, that would be my recommendation to you. Wake up in the morning. You're doing the BCR technique first thing. You have all this pure love energy flowing through you. You're clearing out triggers. Okay, the second thing you can do is when you're putting a lot of that love energy into your body through the BCR technique, you are directing them into the hormonal system, okay? And you're clearing out any emotional baggage, any heavy emotional turmoil that you're going through. It's not just the hormones. The body doesn't attack itself, guys. It doesn't work that way. Right? This is all our own emotional stuff. This is our own emotional conflict. Our own emotions are basically keeping areas of our body at bay, and we're going through chaotic situations. So as you clear away the emotions within your body, it's like clearing a kink. It's like looking at a garden hose that has several kinks in it, and these all represent emotional conflicts. you unkink the hose, right? And you unkink the hose by working and healing up your emotional situations, okay? So red ice, basically what I'm sensing with you, there's some heavy emotional conflicts that need to be dealt with. I can't really help you with that with spirit codes, okay? That's a very deep internal issue. So that's what I'd recommend. Go check out the BCR TC technique all in one video. I mean, you guys should be watching that every single day. If you do not know how to do it, you go and you watch it. Okay, I basically talked about before that the BCR technique is my most important video on my YouTube channel. Well, this new one that I've created is now the most important one. Okay, the BCR and TC technique all in one. Please watch it. Everybody who's watching this broadcast, if you have not seen that video yet, please go watch it. It's my most recommended video. And the more that you're doing that, you're putting all this love energy into yourself through the BCR technique. When you first wake up in the morning, you don't do anything. You don't go make breakfast. You don't even get out of bed. You basically just lay there. If you want to sit up in bed, that's fine. But basically, don't leave your bedroom. You get up in the morning. You do the BCR technique. You put all this love energy into you. 2 times bigger, 3 times bigger, 5 times bigger, 10 times bigger. And now you're putting it into a little ball. You're putting it into yourself. You're storing that love energy into you. Now you're working with the TC technique. Now you're clearing out emotional triggers. You're clearing all of them out, right? We have to get past this idea of being addicted to the body, of being addicted to body principle, of being addicted to pain body, because that is what's causing a lot of the problems within the body. All of the sicknesses, all of the illnesses that we get has to do with emotional unwellness, emotional pain, okay? The emotional body, the mental body is going through illness, and that therefore siphons itself down into the physical body, and that's how we get sick, okay? We are constantly being bombarded by a chaotic mind telling us, oh, if I do this, I'm going to get sick. If I go near this person, I'm going to get sick. This stuff is on the TV. Oh my goodness, I'm going to get sick. You are constantly casting spells upon yourself by moving in that type of mentality, right? So you are catching these triggers. You're catching these triggers of sabotage. You're catching these triggers that are telling you about fear, anger, sadness, and you're clearing every single one of them out. So again, this is why I recommend the BCR and TC technique all in one, okay? That'll be a video that will help you out immensely. As it is emotional, that's what I'd recommend for you, okay? Thank you, Red Ice. Okay, let me just go, here's one from Jimmy. There was a $5 contribution. Thank you for that. Jim, Jimmy, or James. So I guess I can call you any one of those three. Said, hi, Brad. My Aunt Tina has breast cancer and may be spread elsewhere. Can you send healing to her? Okay, certainly. So, as your aunt may not be with you right now, Jim, you're going to be part of the facilitator that's going to be helping her out, okay? So I'll just call you Jim. I'm sure that's okay. You got 3 different names there. So, Jim, what I want you to do right now is I want you just to take both of your hands, place it upon the center of your chest, okay? And I just want you to close your eyes. And we're just going to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, okay? Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay. And now I want you to imagine your Aunt Tina in your mind, okay? Whether she's laying down on a bed or whether she's standing directly in front of you, doesn't matter. I just want you to visualize her within your mind, okay? Now what I want you to do next is I want you just to kind of imagine like you're hovering over her. It's almost like you're levitating and you're kind of just above her, okay? And you're just putting your hands just above where her shoulders are, okay? And as you're doing that, I want you to imagine that there are etheric roots. Etheric roots are coming out of your hands, and they are connecting directly into both of her shoulders, okay? And then these veins are going throughout the entire area of her chest. So I just want you to feel that now. And I want you to feel that if there's any black liquid energy contained within the area of the chest to where the breasts are, or if there's any other area that you may feel black liquid is, I just want you to ask permission from Tina's higher self to bring this black liquid energy into your hands and just keeping that black liquid energy into your hands, okay? So I'm just going to give you a minute there now, just to imagine placing those etheric roots directly into her chest and just feeling any form of black liquid that is there, and you are siphoning out that black liquid through the etheric roots, and they're coming directly into your hands. Okay, you have asked permission through Tina's higher self to allow this to happen. Okay, so I just want you to hold that black liquid energy in your hands as I will now connect with Spirit. I command Spirit's God Light to completely cancel out, eliminate, and purge all of the black liquid energy contained within Jim's hands from Tina's chest area. If there is any area of cancer infection around the areas of Tina's breasts or around the chestal area or any other surrounding area, may it also be released, placed as black liquid directly into Jim's hands, and lifting all of that energy up out of Tina's body, out of Jim's hands, and putting it directly into source consciousness to be forgiven and healed, and allowing pure, healthy, loving, vitality energy to enter Tina's body to allow restoration, rejuvenation, recuperation, and good health back into Tina's body to wherever the cancer is existing within her body. Apply. Okay. So Jim, great job. If you need to do that exercise again, just go back to this recording at the earlier point to where I'm guiding you to work with Tina's energy. Okay, so you can repeat this again and again through the recording. I would also suggest your Aunt Tina watches it as well too, because if she's actually able to do this herself, this is what's going to bring about better results. We can only do so much if a person is not cooperating. Okay, so we're basically just doing surface energy. Codes will come in, it'll clear out a lot of that debris. But again, guys, there's layers. Okay, so there's emotional core layers that the spirit codes do not touch simply because that person responsible is keeping all of this hurt at bay. Okay, so basically with breast cancer in that sense, this does relate to emotional issues. This does relate to emotional pain. This does relate to sadness. This does relate to fear. And so they do have to work with that. They have to be open and cooperative with the healer, facilitator. So again, Jim, if you can get your Aunt Tina to watch this, and if she can do it herself as well too, that is what's going to bring about the greater result. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay, it's moving down here. Okay, so here's one from Dominica Aniola. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. She says, "Hi, Brad. I have been having this constant fluids running down through back of my nose, down to my throat, probably from sinuses. Any help would be appreciated." Okay. All right. So yes, it does feel like it may be a sinus issue. So we will definitely look into that. So Dominica, what I'd like you to do, once again, is just place your hands upon the center of your chest and just feeling these etheric roots coming out through your hands. And I want you just to connect it to a couple of different areas, okay? First, I want you to connect it all around your sinuses here, okay? And I also want you to feel the roots connecting down to your throat. I also want you to feel those roots going directly into your thyroid. And finally, I want you to feel those roots going into your lungs, okay? So your sinuses, your throat, your thyroid, and your lungs. Okay, Dominica, if you do not have the healing code cards, I would suggest you get them. Okay, this is going to help you with that. Okay, I would recommend all of you guys. If you guys do not have the healing code cards, please get them. Okay, they are very, very helpful. Pretty much all of these things that you guys are putting down in requests, you can take care of with the healing code cards. I'd say about 9 out of 10 of them. Okay, unless it's emotional issues, then that's where you use the BCR and TC technique. Okay, so Dominica, again, just having all of these roots connected to these areas. And so again, looking into your sinuses, looking into your throat, looking into your thyroid, looking into your lungs. I want you just to imagine like you see black liquid there, okay? Black liquid just represents the chaotic debris, okay? It's what's causing the entangling of these energies that is causing sickness, okay? Now, I want you to apologize to your body at the same time that you're doing this. I want you to apologize to your sinuses. I want you to apologize to your throat. I want you to apologize to your thyroid. I want you to apologize to your lungs for being neglectful and not being able to bring about the appropriate maintaining of a healthy body, okay? We make ourselves sick with emotions, and our body faces the consequences of that, okay? So the more that we are humble and apologetic to the body, the more the body is going to work together with us, because now you're making a promise. You're saying, I'm going to be much more attentive to my body. I'm going to be mindful of my emotions. Maybe I'll go watch Brad's BCR and TC technique all in one video, and that will help me out with it. Because now you're clearing out a lot of that emotional trigger debris. Okay? Now your body becomes healthier. So now I just want you to feel all of that black liquid, because you have made that apology, coming directly into your hands. Okay? So feeling your hands fill up with this black liquid as the body is now cooperating with you after being apologetic to it. Okay, and just holding that black liquid there as I connect with Spirit for you. Okay? I command Spirit's God Light to completely cancel out, eliminate, and purge all of the dense black liquid energy contained within Domenica's hands, lifting all of that energy up out of her hands, out of her body, lifting all other forms of remnants of black liquid energy from her lungs, from her thyroid, from her throat, from her sinuses, putting it up into source consciousness to be purified and to be forgiven, and allowing pure, healthy, vitality energy to enter Domenica's body, bringing rejuvenation to her sinuses, throat, thyroid, and lungs, bringing him back into harmonious, good health. Apply. Okay. So, Domenica, deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, so take it easy today with the codes working with you. All right, so you want to get some rest, drink some water, drink some pure water, some spring water, and just getting some rest. Try not to do anything too rigorous today. Focus on your healing, okay? Focus on all of this and just bringing warmth. Bring warmth to your entire body, okay? When I'm talking about warmth, I'm talking about pure happiness. I'm talking about pure love. I'm talking about pure compassion. So you're basically just seeing this wave. It's almost like if in the summertime, when you're looking at concrete roads and you see the waves of heat coming out, well, that's what you're going to picture with the idea of your warmth, your compassion, your love, your happiness, okay? You're just feeling like that heat wave of that loving energy is moving through your entire body, and it's just coating these areas, okay? And that is going to continually work in clearing up the fluids that you were talking about, okay? Thank you very much, Domenica, for your comment. Okay. So let me just go back up here a little bit more. Okay. Somebody's just asking about financial situations. Guys, it's all emotional stuff, right? It's an emotional situation pertaining to finances. It's no more different. You're just getting emotional because you feel that you're only looking at one door pertaining to finances. You're not looking at all these other doors that open up. So I really want to try and focus on people with bodily health, but with financial difficulties, open yourself up. Let Spirit take over. Stop trying to run things with the ego and the intellect. That's only going to leave one or two doors open, and it's going to be very mediocre at best, right? So, BCRTC technique. Clear away the triggers that are blocking any particular form of financial abundance to come your way, okay? It's really the key here. Okay. So, Alexiel369, healing for my arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, please. Much love and light. Okay. So, yes, we can certainly work on that. So, Alexiel, I'll just call you Alexiel, if that's okay. Same thing, just placing your hands upon the center of your chest, feeling etheric roots coming out. And I want you to connect into your body, just feeling your body holographically, okay? And I want you to pinpoint these areas of rheumatoid arthritis, okay? Rheumatoid arthritis is a side effect pertaining to the aspect of the Epstein-Barr virus, okay? So look at the medical medium books. That too helps you with that. Rheumatoid arthritis is a side effect representing that of the Epstein-Barr virus in later stages, okay? So you want to clear out the Epstein-Barr virus at the same time, and we will do that. So I just want you to connect into where the rheumatoid arthritis has spread throughout your body, okay? The roots are connecting to those areas. And I just want you to see the black liquid that is contained inside the rheumatoid arthritis, okay? So all of that energy is being moved into your hands, okay? So you're feeling your hands, collecting all of that black liquid energy, representing that of the rheumatoid arthritis. So I'll give you a moment as you do that now, putting all of that black liquid into the center of your hands. Okay. I command Spirit's God Light to completely cancel out, eliminate, and purge all of the black liquid energy representing that of rheumatoid arthritis from Alexiel's hands, as well as completely eliminating, canceling out, and purging the Epstein-Barr virus, all strains, all levels of infection from her body as well too, lifting the black liquid energy and all of the Epstein-Barr strains out of her body, putting it up into source consciousness to be 100% purified and rejuvenated and forgiven, allowing pure, healthy, vitality energy to come into Alexiel's body, bringing healing energy, loving energy, vitality energy into the areas that were affected by rheumatoid arthritis, as well as with the Epstein-Barr strains, bringing rejuvenation and good health to her body overall. Apply. Okay, Alexiel, so again, I just give you my rest recommendation. Okay, so drink some water, get some rest. Remember that warm feeling that I was just talking about pertaining to the heat waves. Okay, loving energy. BCR and TC technique. Okay, guys, I cannot emphasize that enough. Please do that video. It's the most important video on my YouTube channel. If you want to know me for anything, you look at that video, and I cannot emphasize that enough. Please look at it. Okay, that's my recommendation for those of you who are seeking help with your health. Okay, all it is, guys, is mind play. We are constantly playing with the mind. We are constantly being sabotaged by the mind. We are constantly being hurt by the mind, and that continues to fester, and that moves into outrageous states of chaos within our body. So we are working to heal all of this, and BCR and TC technique are designed to help clear that out. Okay, guys, we are done for the healing term right now. It is now just past 11 o'clock my time. So we're now going to move on into Q&A. Thank you, guys, for all of your healing requests. So again, I'll be back next week, next Monday, and taking more requests for you. But again, to save yourselves time, go check out the BCR and TC technique. Okay, that's why it's here. It's free. It's public domain. It's available for you guys. Go check it out. Okay, I cannot emphasize how helpful it is. I use it, and I know how helpful it is. Okay, this is going to help you guys as well too. You got to be open to your state to heal. You got to be open for your state to change. You change, you're open to healing, you're going to see amazing things coming together. You got to clear out your emotions. You got to be completely transparent with yourself. This is what it takes. Okay, let's go down to some questions here for myself or for Adronis. Okay. Okay, so there's a question here from Shea, because I think she's been posting these questions before, but I think I'll go ahead and I'll provide some insight with this. Shea asks, Adronis, can you talk about what the energies of Kali Ma represent? I see a thread of her energies throughout many spiritual cultures and would love to know your perspective. Thank you. Okay, so let me go ahead and tap into Adronis, and he can talk about the Kali Ma energies as well too. Okay, one moment. Terra Soul Star Sirius Adronis We are here at this time, and we bid you greetings and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction pertaining to your question of the Kali Ma energies. Now, there is a lot of distortion behind this energy, so we want you to be very, very understanding of our perspective, our point of view pertaining to the Kali Ma energy. Now, it may not work together with yours, but that's up to you. We are only giving you a perspective, all right? The Kali Ma energy in that sense represents the shattering of illusions. That's the nature of the Kali Ma energy from our perspective. She shatters illusions. And this is in that sense why some people feel that she may be some type of monstrous energy or vicious energy in that particular way. No, she actually stands in a very powerful light of truth. And even though it may feel like there is a viciousness there, she is breaking through the shattering of illusions. Wherever there are veils, wherever there are deceptions, wherever there are lies representing yourselves, the aspect of the Kali Ma energy comes through as the shattering of those veils of illusions. And this is in that sense to where she may have been dignified in that sense or designated as a particular form of beast, or feeling in that sense a sense of viciousness or trying to attack you in that particular way. That is not the case. It is simply the idea of a manifestation of truth. And the truth itself is shattering these veils of illusions altogether that we, in that sense, notice through many of you. So when you are in that sense being cruel to yourself, harsh to yourself, chaotic to yourself, the aspect of the Kali Ma energy comes through, and she, with great energy, great force, great intensity, shatters those veils. And that is what we would suggest looking at her in that particular type of perspective. All right? We thank you very much. Okay, thank you, Shay. I hope that answers your question. Okay, let's move further down here. Ravilochana, again, I'm sorry guys if I can't pronounce your name right. Are there civilizations who utilize Dyson spheres, megastructures built around stars, to capture far more of its power output? They say we should be able to see them with our telescopes, but haven't. Actually, we have. We have seen equivalents of Dyson spheres. Now, they are not the exact Dyson spheres that we may be looking at, but they represent a similarity to that. Okay, there's basically what's referred to as an outer space megastructure. You can actually see these in distant planets, or distant stars, I would say, far beyond our own galaxy. Now, some of them don't even exist in our dimension. You have to understand that the physical universe is not all there is. Okay, there's a lot of other phenomena that exist in different veils, right? We're looking at a universe that is heavily draped in veils. So as they're all heavily draped in veils, as you start to lift your frequency up a lot more, you can explore these other areas of the cosmos that are basically originally draped over through physical veils. So in the physical universe, we can't see that. But yes, the whole idea of Dyson sphere technology, or basically harnessing all of that particular energy, I have noticed this as well too, as I've done some certain forms of travels. Adronis has talked about this as well too. He said it's not exactly Dyson sphere technology, but basically it is energy collection. They do not refer to it as that. That's a human term. But there are basically mega structures that are built around stars. Many of them in that sense are actually invisible. You cannot even see them. Like I said, they exist in different veils, different dimensions, but they do collect certain forms of energy. And they're able to power their entire civilizations with that, as their civilizations exist across a multitude of different worlds. So yes, the Dyson spheres, again, they don't really call them that. I would basically refer to them as superstructures or megastructures around stars. Do exist, but they are not always visible in our dimension. You guys have to understand we're in the densest dimension there is. We're in the densest density there is. And there's so much more to our physical universe that we have not even begun to discover. And you have to pierce through all those veils. You lift your frequency up, right? You go to summit level manifestation. You move off into that state of travel. You project yourself. You see yourself going throughout the entire universe. You see these amazing structures. There's even organic looking structures in that sense that are binding across other different worlds, and that are, it's almost like a stream of energy. It's like a river of energy that's connecting between different worlds, and they're all receiving this incredible form of, I guess you could say, organic light energy that is giving them everything that they require. There are wonders and beauties within our universe that we can't even imagine. If you guys are just looking at it through a telescope, it's like trying to look at the universe through a keyhole. Okay? It's not going to show you everything. If you're constantly looking to the physical universe for answers, you guys are going to be disappointed. It's intellect. What have I said about intellect? It's the dumbest part of yourself. So when you start lifting your frequency up, you start moving yourself into higher love energy, you go to summit level manifestation, you go into meditation, where your intention is to explore much of the cosmos, you can go ahead and do that. You'll have a certain start getting into this space, this state where you are able to explore much of the cosmos, and you're looking into a lot of the things that I just talked about, perhaps even more, right? You got to get past all of these veils, because this universe is heavily blanketed, and it is, again, very, very restricted to what amazing wonders are even beyond this. There's some beautiful things in the physical universe, but it's nothing compared to when you're actually moving up and piercing the veils and seeing more of these beautiful dimensional realities that exist in between. They're far more beautiful. It is far more lively. It is far more glorious, I guess the best way to put it, than anything that we can see in the physical universe. The physical universe is very, very tame, pertaining to its beauty. It's it's almost like eating a semi-rotten fruit. But when you actually step up to the higher levels, you have pristineness. And that's the true universe. This physical universe is not the true universe. It's a dense version of it. And so at best, it is semi-sweet or bittersweet. Okay? Let me just go down the questions. I really kind of like to see if we can get questions that can help other people, guys. I know you guys have intellectual curiosities, but I'd like to see if you can kind of ask questions that I think that will help a lot of other people. That's very important. Okay, this is another question from Alexia. I'm just going to answer it very quickly. Guys, the Rh negative blood type has nothing really to do with the Atlantean or Lemurian civilizations. It is a star blood type. Okay, it's the idea in that sense where there's Rh negative. You basically just don't have the rhesus gene. That's all it is. Does not mean you're superior. Doesn't mean you're cock of the walk because you have Rh negative blood. Okay, there's people that have Rh positive blood and are incredibly psychic and can do a lot of amazing things. This is just the aspect of the absence of a protein. Okay, and it represents a lineage into ancient star being DNA, you could say, connecting to like Anunnaki and such. But it doesn't make you any special. It doesn't make you some big type of royal figure where you're gods among men. It has nothing to do with that. It becomes very over-exaggerated. Yes, there's certain benefits by not having the Rh protein there, and there's still benefits pertaining to, even if a person does have Rh+, they're making up in other different ways. So it does not make you any particular type of quote-unquote special person. It's not linked to the aspect of Atlantis and Lemuria. It's linked to many different cultures all over the world have the aspect of the Rh negative. Now, the Rh negative is commonly found within the Caucasian race. Okay, there's more Caucasians that actually have the Rh negative. There are some of the other cultures that have Rh negative as well too, but it's mostly found within the Caucasian races. Okay, many of the Caucasian races have the Rh negative. Okay, doesn't mean they're better than anybody. Just means that that is basically part of their interstellar DNA, you could say, in that way. But it's nothing to really brag about. Oh, guys, I got Rh negative DNA. Big effing deal. Right? Rh positive DNA, Rh negative DNA. You still can have amazing experiences. You can still develop yourself pristinely. Does not matter. Okay? There's just a big schmoz about it more than anything else. Okay. Okay, so here's one for okay, here's one from Kitty Rocket. I think this is a very good one to talk about. Kitty says, seeing many people in my Portland area who are drug addicted. Can you talk a little about the purpose of drug addiction, seemingly, now more than ever, and why is it in my field? Well, we've talked about this through private sessions, Kitty, so now, drug addiction, again, is just the idea of escape. It's the idea that people want to escape. They are very much afraid not only of other people, but they're afraid of themselves. They want the horror to end. They don't want to remember. They don't want to recall all of the horrible things that they have been through. And so they will turn to drugs to try and forget about it. It's like an alcoholic. Alcoholic will try and drink themselves almost to death to try and forget of a lot of the pain that they're carrying. What they're doing is they're just attempting to numb their memories. They're trying to numb their pain. Right, I'm not a drug addict, so I'm only giving you guys more of a general perspective here. I've never been addicted to alcohol. I've never been addicted to cigarettes. I've never been addicted to drugs. So again, Kitty, my recommendation is that you got to talk to a lot of the drug the people who have been addicts, right? Because they're going to give you a much more deeper perspective. I'm just giving you a perspective from what Adronis has told me, from what we've noticed in people's energy. I have worked with drug addicts, yes. But a lot of them, in that sense, are basically just trying to shut up a lot of their emotions, trying to shut up a lot of their memories because they're scared to death of it. They've been so heavily traumatized, they don't feel that they can get help. And their greatest help is their fix. Their greatest help is their drug. And it's not just Portland. There's a lot around Canada as well, too. There's a lot of it all around the United States. It's everywhere, right? But again, people, rather than trying to work together with their emotions and trying to heal themselves, they will go to drugs because that's something they can easily access. They can get it and they can start trying to forget. They try to drug themselves like crazy to try and get this pain out of their mind. So like I said, it's best for you to talk to an addict, right? Or talk to many addicts because they will give you a lot more of a deeper perspective. But that's really the nature of it, is again, why it's in your field. We've already talked about this, Kitty. I've already done a session with you, so you just need to look back into that. I've already talked to you about why that's there. So just go back to the recording. I really don't want to need to share that to you with everybody else, okay? So my recommendation to everybody, if you are talking to drug addicts, it's important that you do. You get an understanding of their struggle. You're understanding more about why they do what they do. And it's very widespread. It's not just in a certain area. But there will be certain people that will be attracted to helping those people out. And they'll be helping that out because this is what they have rapport with. They're helping people reach a certain state of recovery where it's much more organically lifting yourself up, rejuvenating yourself, recovering yourself, right? A lot of it also deals with the idea of substitution, that you are attempting to substitute something in the meantime, but you also want to start working on these triggers. Okay, a person has to want to heal themselves. We cannot just force it down their throat. So, Katie, that would be my recommendation, is talk to others who have been able to recover from drugs, because they will tell you the greatest science of it, because they've experienced it. I haven't experienced that. I'm only looking at it from an energetic perspective. Okay? Okay, here's one here from Samantha. And again, just one question each, guys, okay? Adronis, can you tell me if some of the beings from some of the Sirius systems are rebuilding planets at the moment? Okay. Samantha, to ask your second question, yes, you already have a connection to Sirius, because this is the reason why this question is coming up, okay? When you have that kind of curiosity pertaining to Sirius, it's because there's a tie-in there. There's a rapport that you have with it, okay? So let me bring Adronis in, and he can talk about some of the beings from Sirius are rebuilding planets at the moment. Okay, one moment. We are here at this time, and we thank you very much, Samantha, for your question. Well, are other beings within the Sirius star systems rebuilding planets at the moment? Depends on what dimension you're looking at. It's really the whole idea. Where we exist, we are able to see a multitude of different dimensions simultaneously. Now, through some of the dimensions that we are seeing, yes, there has been certain forms of planets existing specifically within Sirius B that have been ravaged by war. And the only way that that can actually be restored is when there is a mutual agreement for restoration between all parties involved that involve themselves pertaining to the damage of the world. So if all of those particular parties therefore agree to bring restoration to that area of the planet, then that is what is happening. But much of this restoration in that sense has to do with organic alchemy. It is not the idea of attempting to place technological patches upon the world to where, in that sense, that technology is trying to assist the planet in question to thrive. It will not. It is the idea of bringing organic restoration back into the body of the planet. And so, therefore, there is a cooperation on a very deep spiritual, emotional level that is allowing the planet to be truly restored. If you try to use any forms of technology upon a planet that has been partially destroyed, it is like putting a band-aid there. And again, that is a wound that that planet will continue to carry. It's the idea to where all parties involved relating to the aspect of a partial destruction to a world or any other particular form of devastation to a planet, therefore come together to mend their ways, which means there will be a time, more so in your distant future, where much of the Draco will need to come back and help repair the Earth, because they have been karmically responsible for much of its destruction. And so there will be remnants of the Draco in the distant future, as you would say, that will actually come back and help to offer in repairing the planet. Right now, they couldn't imagine that. But in that sense, that is what's going to happen. All parties involved need to have a mutual agreement of understanding to work together in the state of repair. And it's not just Earth. The Draco have taken over many worlds. And there will come, in that sense, that form of karmic rebound where they will be meant to mend these ways. And they will. They will get to that particular point. So Earth will never be 100% fully restored until all parties responsible for her rape, we will say, therefore come together and mend their ways. Now, a great percentage of that has to do with the human population. We would say well over 90%. But again, there are those in that sense that have been the, as you would say, controllers in the background. And they have a partial say pertaining to the idea of the destruction of the Earth. Even though humanity has caused much of it, they are still in that sense at a level where they must mend their ways as well and assist in the repairing fully and having that full transition of health come upon the Earth. So this again is the idea from what you have mentioned through your question pertaining to Sirius. And if there are certain planets that have been ravaged by certain forms of altercations, that those responsible, all parties, will at some particular point mend their own ways to bring about full organic repair to the planet in question, to, in that sense, restore it back into a pristine condition. And this comes through a type of organic alchemy. This is actually helping to rebuild the world with thoughts, not utilizing the aspect of technology to put a band-aid over the wound. So yes, in some particular dimensions, that is happening. All right? We thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, guys, we'll probably take about one more question, and we're going to wrap up. Okay, I'm going to kind of go down to the bottom list here. Okay, here's one from Bridging the Realm. It's a good name, appropriate for this question. Bridging the Realm asks, how does timeline shifting work, and how does it have any consequences if we try to shift our timeline to anyone else? You can't shift your timeline to anyone else. It's not possible. You're the only one here, right? You have your own set of timelines. You have your own sequences. You have your own nested spheres relating to your reality. You can't shift that timeline to anybody else. You are not ever experiencing anybody else's timeline. You only ever have your own timelines, even on a collective level. You are only just looking at your own timelines. As you're the only one that exists inside your universe, there is nobody else that can share their timelines with you. What you are doing is you are coming into the stream of timelines where this person comes together, and maybe they can educate you on levels of timelines. Now you shift again, you go to another stream, and this stream comes together and starts bringing this person together that can educate you on certain levels. This person living in their own universe can never ever come into your own universe and say, hey, let's share timelines. This is how it works, okay? Does not work that way. The idea of timeline shifting comes through emotional revealing, okay? It's a veil that drops when you basically hit a state of realization. A realization hits, all of a sudden you shift a timeline. Sometimes this can happen in that sense more so in the subconscious, right? You just wake up and you feel like you've shifted. You haven't consciously done anything, but you've been going through a great many different forms of shifts, working on other different levels of consciousness that have streamed you into another reality, okay? And this is happening all the time. This is happening at every single moment. How we see ourselves in every moment represent particular types of shifts. And of course, there are big shifts that come up that we are experiencing collectively, but really, you're just experiencing that appropriately through yourself. It's like a time clock. Everything that we see here outside is a big time clock that's happening within here, okay? Whether it's big phase moon developments, experiences, situations, whether it's astrological phenomena, whether it's shifts in the collective consciousness, doesn't matter. There is no real collective other than yourself, Okay, if we look at it from a very deep vantage point, an omniscient point of view, yes, we can certainly see a collective. But when we're looking at the collective is you, because you have your version of the collective. Everything in the universe, everything in your reality, guys, is you. Okay? There's nothing outside. Reality happens from you. It does not happen to you. There's nothing happening to you at all, ever. It's always from you. Okay? We get experiences that something may be happening to us, but that's not the case. All of these are stream timelines. All of these are events coming together through our own emotions, through our own mentalities, through our own drive, through our own intentions, through our own focuses that brings this in. Okay, the universe does not forget what you've done 20 years ago, and all of a sudden now something is coming back up out of that, and you just had to remember that, oh yeah, this happened 20 years ago, and now it's shifting, right? You have all these particular forms of manifestations that are in the waiting block, and there will come a point where, okay, you're up, and now a stream happens. You shift, because it's always happening from within you. It's never happening to you, okay? So that is the nature pertaining to the aspect of timelines. It's always us shifting. It's always us having these great moments of clarity, these transparent moments. And now it feels like we're just shifting into another reality, but all that's really happened is we've dropped a veil. A veil has dropped, and now we're seeing more of ourselves because we've obtained clarity, because we've obtained transparency, okay? Okay. Alexio, thank you very much for the $10 contribution. I appreciate that. Okay. So we're going to take one more question, guys, and I think we're going to wrap up. Okay, I think I'll end with E's question here altogether, or questions. Again, just one question each, guys, okay? If we are our own universe or reality created, how do we unify at the conscious level? Because you create what you consider to be the conscious level. The conscious level does not have any particular forms of stipulations to it. It simply is, right? It's like trying to define consciousness. You can't. It's the aspect of isness. It simply is. So when you're stripping away all of these particular garments that you have put on, it's like looking at a person wearing 1,000 layers of garments, and they're sweating like crazy. They can barely move. Well, what do? They start ripping off the garments. They start taking this off altogether because you have put all of these garments upon yourself. The aspect of primordial consciousness has no rules. It's simply the nature of complete and total pure truth, right? It's our own particular ways. It's our own little forms of rules. It's our own conditions. It's our own particular states of barricades and barriers that we have put up emotionally within our reality because we're constantly identifying with the body. It is constant body principle. You are trying to make friends with the intellect to try and understand exactly how the universe works. You're not going to figure out how the universe works by a stupid intellect. So you are learning to strip away the intellect as well, too. You want to come into beingness. So once you're coming into beingness in that way, you understand that all thoughts can manifest, that all feelings can manifest. Everything is available to you because you're no longer making such a big deal out of it. Thinking that if I want to be a millionaire, I just have to make that thought happen, give it to God, and God gives it back to me, and here I am a millionaire. It's that simple, guys. But again, we are telling ourselves, there's no possible way I can be a millionaire. There's no possible way that can happen. There's no possible way that I can just bring $1 million in my life. It can't happen. And that's where we sabotage ourselves, right? And basically, people will come to me and say, Brad, how do I win the lottery? Well, you're only looking at one particular way about how that great fortune can come about. Why not look at all ways? Look at the aspect of where you are so completely, absolutely certain that you're a millionaire. A person just drops a briefcase in front of your door and there's $1 million in it. You don't know where that person came from. You don't know how that happened, etc. But see, this is the dumb intellect trying to come in and trying to figure it out, blah, 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 and just looking at this hamster on a wheel, constantly running and just knocking itself out. You get exhausted. Stop giving so much power to the intellect. It doesn't help you. Your intellect is responsible for encasing you inside this wandering maze in the first place. It has not benefited you at all. The intellect is too dumb to lead your life. You have to work with your happiness. You have to work with your joy. You have to work with your love. You have to work with your feelings. And you completely transcend this old, archaic intellectual mind. And now you come into true intelligence. And that comes through infinite intelligence, being love, being happiness, being joy, being compassionate. That is the true intelligence. That is how you are moving into being a harmonious creator, right? Everything can come to you when you leave it to God and stop thinking that you have to do everything yourself. This is what we call the art of non-doing, or the way of non-doing, the way of beingness, okay? So when you strip everything away, and it all comes down to pure thoughts, and now your pure thoughts are now at summit level manifestation, and you receive them very, very quickly. That's it. It's nothing to do with the intellect. Intellect is what's going to keep you down in the valley here. It's going to keep you bumping into things. It's going to keep you knocking yourself into obstructions. All right? So in a nutshell, that's what I can share pertaining to that. Let go of the intellectual mind, come into happiness, come into joy, come into love, practice the way of non-doing, move into the state of beingness, and all it is between yourself and your own pure thoughts. Your thoughts become pure when you move into summit level manifestation. And now all these things start coming to you because there's no obstructions in the way. There's nothing that's bouncing off the aspect of the manifestation. It's not like a ping pong machine, okay? It's coming directly to you. It's between you and heaven, right? Between you and God. God does all the work. God brings you these opportunities and say, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. Here's all these opportunities. I did all the work. You just have to step to the door. It's all you got to do. You don't have to do anything. You basically just do your common direction wherever spirit is guiding you. You do this simple little travel to where spirit is guiding you. It's kind of like the body just takes over and just does all these things without thinking. And now you stimulated all these waters, and now popping out of these waters are these great opportunities, okay? So the art of non-doing is not saying that you're just sitting on your couch and you're being immobile. It's the idea that you're not letting the intellectual mind in at all. And you're basically just being very clear with your intention, and you're moving through the idea where spirit is guiding you. This is, again, what Adronis has talked about, is using decision rather than the idea of using choices. You just make decisions in life, and you just know where to go. There's no doubt within your mind that this is what you're going to do. And you just go ahead and do it, and you're so happy to do it, it's like there's no effort at all. And now all these opportunities come together. You start walking through all these doors. You enter a state of non-doing. You become beingness. That is the nature of becoming an apex creator, okay? And that is us in our own reality, because it's kind of like the massive multiplayer online role-playing game analogy I give you, right? Is that you're at your desk, you're looking at this computer. There's no one else here that's playing your character, that's playing your game. This is you. This is your space. This is your universe. This is your reality, okay? I've talked about that quite a lot, so go back to those previous videos. I think it was last week or the week before, pertaining to the webcast, where I talked a lot about the massive multiplayer online role-playing game example, okay? You're just here, your character. Nobody else can be your character. It's your soul. It's who you are, right? Or I would say a very small fraction of who you are. But your soul is indeed the player. This is just a character you've created. The aspect of Brad Johnson is nothing but a character. It means I can let him go at any particular time. He doesn't mean anything. He's meaningless. All right, so I can throw this personality away. Doesn't mean a thing to me. Doesn't stick with me for eons after eons after this life has passed away, because all I'm doing is being addicted to identity. It's nothing but, again, an intellectual trap. Okay? All right, guys, we're out of time. Thank you very much for all your questions. Lydia had a question here real quickly. What sort of beings inhabit the Ursa Minor star system? A lot of them are reptilian. They're human reptilian life forms, okay? But that's not all there is. There's insectoid life forms there as well, too. But many of them are human reptilian, or reptoid, you could say, in that way, okay? Thank you, Lydia, for your question. Thanks, guys, for all of your questions and for your healing requests today. I'll be back again next Monday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I will speak to you guys then. Take care. Namaste, and have a wonderful rest of the week. Take care.